Hello, welcome, Cavature. So we have the new limited time hatcher for Sora no Kanata. That is the second wide release full-length film for Monster Strike. Came out today, Friday. I'm probably going to go watch that, but we have these limited time characters here. So let's pull a 10-shot and then we'll talk about the characters and then also look at the hatcher monsters. And go! Alright, standard roll. Okay, there is the 4-star monster, Yuna. She's the main reason why I pulled this thing. If I got a 5-star though, that would be a nice bonus. Okay, no 5 stars, no big deal. Okay, so now let's look at the characters for the collaboration. I guess it's a collaboration. But before we look at that, we will look at the kind of the revival of the original hatcher for that first Monster Strike movie. And then when this first came out, it was a decent hatcher, but it's gotten much better since then. One of the reasons is because Arthur got her Transcendent form. I'm going to make a review video of Arthur later, so we'll talk about that then, but she's very good. There's Oragon, who still has only the evolution form. I was kind of hoping for a Transcendent form. Didn't come. So yeah, he's maybe one of the weaker monsters in here. He's still good though. He's good for like floor 33 of the Tower of Champions, Brutus, Marishten, so yeah, he's still good. Napoleon, she got her Transcendent form, which is very good. And then the movie version, I feel like, has the better Transcendent artwork, so that might be a good reason to pull for that. And then Amakusa Shiro, she also picked up the Transcendent form since the last time this movie hatcher was around. Another good reason to pull the hatcher. Sakamoto Ryoma, he had his Transcendent form when this movie hatcher first came out. He's still very strong, good for eschatology. And then Ribbon, who also had her Transcendent form when she first came out. And then she got some crazy buffs since then, even after getting her Transcendent form. So yeah, if you had none of these characters, this would be a really good hatcher to pull. And then a lot of times the artwork is going to be superior for the Transcendent forms, the movie versions as well, so that could be a good reason to pull there. Alright, but let's look at the current collaboration, and we'll go to the Monsterpedia. Oops, let's sort by number. Okay. Alright, so first is the main character, Kanata. He is a bounce with Super No Warp and Flight. Super No Warp is great because he gets more attack, and you really kind of notice the difference. It does help. And then attack is very high as well, almost 30,000. He does not have a gauge, so that will not be increased. But yeah, you can give him like a Kin Strength Ableberry, and then he'll break 30,000, and then he'll get a boost from the warps around. HP and speed are decent. He is a balance type. Main bump combo is the follow-up Piercer, same strength as D'Artagnan. Sub-bump combo is the Involute Sphere, which is one of the best bump combos in the game. It's not full strength because it's a sub-bump combo, but still, this would be a great candidate for a Sidekick Ableberry, very strong. And then why does he have this sub-bump combo? You'll have to watch the movie to find out. And then Strike Shot, for a small amount of time, he will get a speed and power up. And then when he finishes that speed and power up time, he will fill your HP to full. I haven't tried this. It may like hurt you like a poison while he's in the form, but yeah, you'll get the full HP later, so that would be fine. This null ability combination is very nice, versatile. It's kind of rare for red as well. There's like Arcadia, the drop monster, so this guy would be really good for Magmel, and then yeah, lots of other quests. He would be a good one to have. Maybe the best hatcher monster here. Next is Sora, who is maybe the one that I'm most interested in. She is a bounce with Blast type, so her bump combo is going to be stronger. Stats are kind of average overall. She has no gravity barrier and flight. This is really good for Ragnarok, also because she's a water type. The thing about her is that she has no gravity barrier passive, so that will mean that she can move with command strike shots through gravity barriers, but she does have flight on the gauge. So if you miss the gauge, you're going to hit mines and then take lots of damage, so that's something to keep in mind. She does have the fire resistance that can help with that, and then dash, which speeds you up. That's really important for Ragnarok in particular, because you want to get around and hit everybody. It's not quite as good as Super No Gravity Barrier, but still, it's nice. I think it adds like 100 speed to you. The bump combo, which again she is a blast type, she has the chain lightning and then the lock on to the weak point. That lock on to the weak point is nice because a lot of the characters in Ragnarok have that weak point, and then the lightning can also help, of course, do some damage there. And then the strike shot, she will explode on first contact, and then this might set off your friends' bump combos as well, so this is a pretty good strike shot. Alright, so that is Sora. Next up is the 4-star monster, Yuna. Bounce with Dark Slayer, and then on the gauge, no gravity barrier, and then strike shot reducer. Strike shot reducer, that will shorten her strike shot, which gives her speed and power up, and then the first enemy she hits will get some kind of special additional attack. And then the bump combo is the barrage shotgun, which is pretty concentrated, so you can get a lot of hits on one guy. And she has the Dark Slayer, and she has a blast type. So this is a pretty good 4-star to have. Her drop rate is very high in the Hatcher, like we just saw, so it'd be pretty easy to make a 90 luck of her. And then the last Hatcher monster is going to be Toya. He is Yuna's older brother. He also has pretty good stats. HP is fine. Attack is... actually, that's only okay, 26. He also has no gauge. But he is a Pierce with a double null, Minesweeper, and null damage wall. So pretty versatile double null ability with the Pierce. The bump combo is pretty crazy. It's a lock-on one-way laser, EL, and then the sub-bump combo is another lock-on one-way laser, M. So that's basically just additional damage to that main bump combo. And then he is a blast type as well. So the regular EL laser, that's the same damage as Loki, another dark character. But he also has the sub-bump combo, so it gets even more powerful than Loki. And Toya is a Pierce, so it's easier for him to, hit a guy with like a blast bump combo or a copy, and then, yeah, easy for him to get around. This is pretty crazy. Back when I started Monster Strike like a million years ago, they did not put these kind of strong bump combos on Pierce characters, so this guy's pretty darn good. Strike Shot gets the speed and power up, and then the character that he ends up close to will get a like a big sword attack. So yeah, that can be pretty good as well. So yeah, pretty strong Hatcher, but actually I don't think I'm going to pull too much on it. Yeah, I've said this in other videos, but I feel like I have most of the Hatcher monsters that I need, so I feel comfortable skipping this, even though it is limited. But I did want to get the Yuna. Alright. Next, let's look at the... oh no, actually that's not the end of it. Also in the Hatcher, they're going to have limited time artworks of certain characters. Here is a Hattori Hanzo. Same as the standard Hanzo, still very versatile. He has the broken faceplate, so you can see his face in there. That's pretty cool. Also in there is Gabrielle. This is the evolution version. Very cute. I think this is better ball artwork than the standard evolution, so that would be cool to have. And then finally the limited artwork version of Lucifer Transcendent. And a lot of people are saying this is their favorite artwork of her Transcendent form, so that's pretty cool. And then there are two characters here, new version of Mana, new artwork rather, and the new artwork of Uriel. These are only available if you go to a movie theater and then see the movie. So for most people, Especially if you're not in Japan, this is not going to be an option. But you can still look at them in the monster box. But yeah, Hanzo, and then Gabriel and Lucifer. Of course, if you didn't have any of them, they would be really good to have. So that's another nice reason to pull the Hatcher. Next, let's look at the drop monsters. This is a fire, bounce, power type with null gravity barrier. So he could be good for eschatology, but he is a little slow, so maybe, I don't know, maybe try him out in there. He has the Rebound Laser 4, and it's the EL4. So this is the same like size as Shambhala. They're both power types, so the attack will be a little bit lowered, but it'll be the same as like the standard version L, like Izanami has. And then he has a command strike shot. I'm not sure if this is a grand command strike shot or not, but that would be pretty useful in eschatology, so that might be a good reason to make him. Although I'm going to be skipping this guy. I think Izanami is a great max luck for eschatology, so I'm just going to stick to her. Next up, let's skip the super extreme. Let's go to the other extreme, Ragoda. Light bounce with no warp. She has Demi-Hume Slayer M, and then on the gauge dash, so she's pretty fast. She has the slice and dice, which the Demi-Hume Slayer M will go into, so that's pretty nice. And then strike shot, she becomes a pierce, and yeah, that's kind of a versatile strike shot. I like that one. Normally, I would say to skip this kind of character. We've been seeing a lot of this lately, like limited time Max Lux, where it's just a single null ability. But this one has the Demi-Hume Slayer M, and then a lot of times in collaborations in particular, a lot of the bosses are Demi-Humes. So she can be kind of like a specialist of like collaboration drop monster quests. So that might be a reason to make her. If she's super duper easy, maybe I'll do that, but otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Okay, and then we got the 4-star monster, damage wall, no warp with a lock-on laser. That's okay, but yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to make that. And then the super extreme monster is Senju, evolution version, water pierce, no gravity barrier, no block. That's a pretty rare double null ability with that sling style, so that's pretty good. And then bump combo is the it's the piercing wave, which the more guys it hits, the more it expands. So if you can get in a screen where there's lots of guys, then you can get good damage out of here. And then a poison meteor strike shot, which is pretty darn good. It's maybe my favorite meteor, because of course you get that initial damage when you hit guys for the first time, and then you get a little bit more damage over time with that poison. This can be good against like scorpions or other characters that take that scorpion type damage. Good for clearing a field, and he's a pierce as well, so he can hit lots of guys easily, and he's got no gravity barrier and no block, which helps him get around pretty easily. This guy's pretty good. It would be a good idea to make a max up of him, I think. And then the Ascension version is also good. Bounce, null damage wall, null magic circle. This is getting a little suspicious. We're seeing more and more drop monsters with null magic circle. So maybe they are moving to try to make null magic circle more common in quests. This guy is also a balance type. Stats are pretty balanced, although speed is low. Bump combo, he's got the lock-on pierce wave, which I really like, and then a super meteor, poison meteor. This will hit one character for that, 88,000 damage, which is decent. But then you get the poison damage in there as well, so extra damage plus being able to take down scorpion types, so that's pretty good. And then his strike shot is the same as Kali, I believe. He tackles a guy and then he explodes, which does good damage, and then he can activate the bump combos of other characters. So this guy's also pretty good. One thing, the Hatcher monsters for the movie, they are limited time. Once that Hatcher is gone, you can't pull for them anymore. These drop monsters, I don't know if they are limited time as well. Maybe I'll do some research, maybe I'll put it in the comments or the notes. But yeah, if it were limited time, I would try to make at least one of Senju, and then maybe slide them back and forth based on what you need. But yeah, that is a real quick look at the new movie hatcher, and then also the old movie hatcher, and then maybe what would be worth pulling there. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.